Hey, Josh here reporting my very first ever first place at locals. And usually I get second or third place, but today I actually won the whole shebang. So I was pretty freaking ecstatic, especially during a format where it's dictated that there's only a big three, Shadow, Burning Abyss, and Teleknights. Excuse me. People say those decks rule the meta. But today I'd like to show you something that's very different and very powerful. Mermail Undyne, inspired by the Las Vegas build that took first place at the regional recently. Well, my own personal tech choices. I did keep this the same because 3 Undyne with 2 controller are just the best way to go. This creates so much advantage. You really want to see it by turn 1 or 2. And whether it's Tidal or Dragoons or just popping something with Atlantean, this just is always live. And then we have 3 Pikes. 3 Pikes, pretty standard. I can't think of a build that wouldn't run 3 Pikes. Then I have the 3 Lindy. Lindy and Spear combo is just hell for your opponent, so I would definitely keep it at 3 at all times. Then the biggest controversy, 3 Megalo. 3 Megalo was just awesome as hell. At most, I only sided out 1 per duel, even when I was up against Evil Swarms, because when you get his effect off, it's just really freaking good. And searching that Abyss trap, which I played 2 of, I played Spear and Squall. Him searching out those cards when you really need them, and then comboing it again with Salvage to get them back, it just made some awesome plays. And then Tias is just a well-known card already. It does so much unfair things for the deck. If you can resolve Megalo and Tias in the same turn, you already won. And I played double of each Atlantean because they're so freaking good. And they're just the best fuel for Megalo. And then for my 1-ofs, I played 1 Gundy, 1 Aqua Spirit, 1 Tidal, and 1 Dragoons. All really good cards. I played 1 Aqua Spirit because I wanted the proper fuel for Megalo, namely being Atlanteans. I didn't want to be discarding her all the time for Megalo, which would happen if I ran her at 2. But still, 1 should be really good for making rank 4s. As for spells, I played a combo of 2 MST and 1 Night Beam. This combination really made the Burning Abyss matchup and Gear Game matchup really easy, because this would just take care of traps, and this would just take care of chainable traps like Vanity, Karma Cut, Phoenix Swimming Blast. I mean, by comboing with this with dumping a Marksman and using 1 or if not both of these in the same turn, pretty much put your Burning Abyss play at such a disadvantage because they've lost so many cards. Double Salvage. Salvage was one of the MVPs of today. It gets your Undyne back, gets your Marksman, your Infantry back, gets your Gundy back. It just always makes Megalo live. This is why this is so good. My trap lineup is a double breakthrough skill because I prefer this over Vanity just for hitting really annoying monsters that would create advantage for my opponent. I know Vanity was simpler, but I don't like playing with Vanity. Plus, I don't actually own Vanity, so this is the best I could do, and it just worked just fine. I'll probably would keep it like this. 1 Compulse, because Compulse is the easiest way to get rid of a really big monster. Simple enough. 3 Spear, because it's just a multitask card. It does all kinds of freaking things for me. It helps me OTK, helps me Ixie, and with Lindy, it just gives you so much advantage when you bring out Pike. 1 Squall, because I hate Soul Charge because I can't attack, and life point cost is ridiculous. This is just a lot better. It's searchable. Just get missed, can easily make you rank 7 basically for free. And my best trap card, really, triple Wing Blast. This won me a lot of games just because end phase, you just put your opponent's whole field back to the top of their deck. And then when you go, you just salvage all the things you discarded, and then you just go off. And yeah, that's how I ended up doing things like 9,000 damage in 1 turn, stuff like that. And then onto the X deck, I played 1 Leo, because Leo's a bastard. I played 1 Gungnir, which actually won me a game with Evil Swarm, because I just popped his whole field, including his back row. I also play 1 Black Arrow for getting rid of cards like Leo specifically, because I don't have any outs to that if I don't draw my traps. So yeah, I definitely want to keep Black Rose around. I also played one Levia, the Sea Dragon, because I banish a lot and it gets back a lot and it helps OTKs and it helped out a lot with that. I also play one Trite. I mean, even if the effect doesn't resolve, they usually waste a lot of resources to get rid of it, whether they want to bounce it or whatever they do, and at that point, I'm back in the game, winning. One Nightmare Shark, basically because I couldn't get a Master of Blades, but he's still pretty good on his own, but if I get Master of Blades, he'll probably come out. I prefer Alucard over Engineer, personally, because I wanted this build to be super aggressive, which it did very well, and Alucard helped with that. He just forces your opponent to activate the breakthroughs and solemns on him when it could have been, my Megalo. Castell, that was the go-to rank 4 just for clearing your freaking field. Especially defense position monsters. I went up against a lot of decks, and you just put the defense position monster back in the deck, and then you just OTK. Dweller and Exciton, I didn't go into them today, but I keep them around just when I have the opportunity. 101 arc, same thing. I didn't go into it, but I would have loved to, but I didn't. The need wasn't there today. Bahamut came out a lot because he's a big beater. He gets me the Trite, a lot of advantage. And then the big three with Gaios, Draco, and Big Eye. Only these two guys came out today because they really just ruined the Burning Abyss matchup, specifically Gaios. And there was a lot of Shadow Imprisoning Mirror sighting on my part, so this would have been kind of dead. But these two really stole the game for Burning Abyss for me. Once you clear the whole back row, Drexack is live, and Gaios just stops Tour Guide and everything else. I played 2 DD Crow, just in case I went up against Hell Knights and they tried to target their grave, and then, yeah, this does all the work for me. I would never take DD Crow. DD Crow's too good. And then, just a lot of back removal, MST. I played Double Twister just to hit the stupid shit like Macro. For the Gigas, definitely had Macro out for me in D-Fissure, and this helped get rid of it. Night Beam, like I said, Night Beam was really good against Burning Abyss. Triple MST with 2 Night Beam against Burning Abyss is pretty much a game for them. They rely on back protected monsters. Maven seemed kind of odd, but I play Dark Hole because first I don't own Regeki, but Dark Hole because I hate when decks have really big boards and have to get over it. So I just clear the whole fucking field and then just attack. I played 1 Defusion for Shadows. Just an extra compulse, really good. I played 2 Light Imprisoning Mirror because, yeah, Shadows, Battery Man, Artifacts, no. 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror because the whole meta is dark. And then lastly I played 2 Malcats. And I think it's more back row removal against something like Dirgias. And then 1 Debunk against Burning Abyss, which I cited. I actually drew but didn't have to use it because I already won. But yeah, Debunk is pretty good right now. And there goes my first place deck profile for Mermail on Dine. And yeah, people don't be discouraged. The big 3 are not that big of a deal. Mermail still pretty much has it hands down this format. And yeah, so Mermail live on. Josh out.